Hi there, it's Guy again coming at you with a special 1 hour Hatha-style practice. This is based on the roots practice that I offer at the lab in Victoria and Westshore. It's really about me getting back into my own practice. I've been taking off the summer here in Victoria, BC, and kind of need to get back at it. So what I'm going to be doing is playing a recording of myself and taking a little bit of my own medicine here. So it's a recording that I made in Westshore, the Westshore lab location back in, I think it was May or so of 2023. So hopefully I survive, and hopefully you do too. So grab your mat and let's enjoy some Hatha yoga. All right, good afternoon and welcome to your roots practice for today. My name is Guy, happy to be here on this somewhat cool Friday. And we will start our practice either seated or reclining, however you'd like to start your practice. Allow yourself to find your way to that spot. And then from that place, take a slightly bigger inhale and a longer exhale and relax. Allow yourself to sink into a deeper awareness of your own breathing. Noticing the gentle, slow, smooth inhales and exhales. And emphasizing a softness, a yielding, particularly as you're exhaling, really soften through the back of your body, your face. And then direct your awareness, your attention more inward, downward, feeling more fully into your body, being a body. Notice how things are for you today. So how are you feeling physically? What's going on the inside? Without judgment, just noticing. Similarly, how's your mental state up there in the forehead? Could be busy, could be dull, could be focused, who knows? But again, without any judgment, just noticing where you're starting from. And of course, any kind of emotional tone that might be present as well. How are you doing? And then deciding from that place, from that awareness of how things are, about how you need to approach your practice today. What is it that you actually need? And allowing yourself to practice in a way that nourishes and supports exactly what it is that you need. So take this practice as your own, trying to avoid any comparison to others in the room. It's about your internal experience. That's what matters the most. Let's take a short breath together. Take another big inhale here. And a long, slow exhale. And welcome once again to your yoga practice. So great to have you here. On your next inhale, open up your eyes, reach your arms way up overhead, take a nice big stretch one way, the other way, whatever feels good. And then roll to one side or the other into a bit of a fetal position. Gather yourself there. Take a breath or two there. And then from that place, just press yourself up to hands and knees facing forwards. And as you come to your hands and knees, take on a bit of movement. So maybe pivoting around your knees, rolling your neck around, just letting yourself sense more fully into your body, re-noticing what it is that you're bringing into your practice today. And today I've chosen not to play any music, so got to deal with that as well. From here, a few cat-cow breaths. So stabilizing your hands, the tops of your feet are tugging a little bit forwards. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your tail, drop your abdomen. And then as you exhale, round, press into the mat, tuck your chin, drive your pelvis forwards. Do that a couple times. Long, slow inhale through the front side of your torso, presenting your heart forwards. And then exhale, long and slow, rounding. Really tuck your tailbone here. One more time. Inhale to lengthen and extend through the front of the spine. And exhale to round through the back of the spine. Nice. As you inhale, come to a neutral position and tuck your toes. So neutral spine, nice and long. You're not looking up, you're not looking down. Hover your knees off of the mat a little bit. Find that sense of automatic activation of the core, stabilizing through the hips. Move your bum towards your heels, and then up and back as your head drops down, downward facing dog. And let's hear a few snap, crack, pops. So bend and straighten your legs, get into your toes, your ankles. Bring an awareness into everything in the lower body here. Just moving a little bit, sensing, right? Keeping that awareness, that attention internally. And then start to walk up the mat and come up to the top of the mat. Drape yourself over your upper thighs. A nice bend in your knees, nice and relaxed through your shoulders, your face. You can just shake and shiggle, do whatever feels right. Dissipating the agitation and tension through your upper body here as best you can. Relax your neck. That's it. And then inhale about halfway up, send your heart forwards. Exhale to fold and bend your knees. Do that again. Inhale, half lifting. Exhale and folding. Beautiful. Slight bend in your knees. As you inhale, swoop your hands out the side, reach up to the ceiling. And at the very top, step your feet together. And as you exhale, bring your hands down, interlace your fingers, and here we'll press your hands away from you. Tuck your chin, round your upper back. Keep your hands nice and long and interlaced. Inhale, send them up to the ceiling. Feel your heels squeezing together here. And exhale, hands come out nice and wide. So try to take these movements with your breath. So it's an inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down, interlace and press away. Round, tuck your chin. That's all the exhale. Inhale, hands up. Really press your feet down as well. And exhale, hands wide. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. Nicely done. Movements of your spine. Inhale, hands up. As you exhale, settle your shoulders. And then a slight bend in your knees. Hold your left wrist. Reach up, get nice and tall. And then take yourself to the upper right. Notice your hips swaying a bit to the left. We're creating an extension through the outer left side of your body. And you don't stop breathing. So have your right shoulder a little bit more forwards. Right shoulder more forwards. So we're trying to square up your shoulder girdle with the plane of the mirror here. Same with your hips. Keep breathing. Hips this way, reach to upper right. Try to avoid any collapsing sensation. That's it. Inhale, come up. Keep your hands lifted, but separate them. Other side, hold your right wrist. Here we're using the bend and the reach to extend your spinal column, and then we're trying to keep your spine long as we reach to the upper left. And again, shoulders square, hips roughly square. So typically it's going to be your left shoulder more forwards and your right hip more forwards, which is a challenge. And less collapsing and more extending out of the left side of the body as well. Of course, breathing slowly. We're trying to open up the right side of your body here, particularly your right lung, right rib cage. Nicely done. Inhale, come up. Palms face forwards, feet a little separated. Sit down, palms face the floor. And just fold your arms in. We'll hold your forearms. Now here, you can start to pull your arms apart, but I'd like you to try to tuck your tail a little bit under. So feel that automatic toning of the abdomen. Chest a little forwards, gaze forwards. That's it. So it's challenging. We got a bit of a flare of the ribs, but we're trying to tuck everything down at the same time. Nice. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to your hips. Nicely done. From this place, root into your left foot. A little bend in the left knee. Bring your right ankle on top of your left knee, toes flex back towards you, and then sit down. Find your balance first. You can do that by bouncing a little bit. Take your hands wide, palms face forwards, and then you can decide if you want to tip into it a bit more, offering more compression into your hips. Your breath is your guide, as always, so if you're holding your breath, stop it. Focus on your breath. Only go to a place that you can breathe. It's not a competition. As you practicing earnestly, truthfully about what's going on with you today. And then as you inhale, let's release. Exhale, hands to your hips. And migrating to the other side. Most of us, it's over to the right foot, left ankle on top. Some of us, it's not. Sit down, flare your hands, tip forwards. And again, sensing where that position is that's optimal for you and what you are dealing with. So, comparison is the thief of joy, right? So, to compare is to despair. Don't look around, just do your thing, be okay with your thing. So lovely. Inhale, stand up, feet tight together, sit down. Feel your knees squeezing into one another, your hips squeezing in a little bit. And then we'll take your left hand outside your right knee, right hand to low back, and try to move just your spinal column. So twist, look over your right shoulder, but keep that right knee exactly in line with the left knee. So we're twisting just the upper body, not your hips. Sit into it, twist into it, breathe into it as well. Find your breath. So nice. And then inhale, stand up. Exhale, sit down. Stabilize your low body. So everything from your hips down is going to stay exactly where it is right now. Right hand outside the knee, left hand to low back. Rotate just your spinal column. That includes your neck at some point. So, but isolate, I tend to like to move from the base of the spine, up the spine, head and gaze last. This helps to kind of get a nice sense of rotation. And then inhale, hands up. Exhale, interlace behind your head. Elbows a little forwards, bend your knees. And here we're going to keep your knees bent. Begin to send your abdomen slightly forwards. Knit your ribs down. Tuck your tail a little bit. And then start to look up. So we're trying to find a sense of, it's a back bend, but also a good structure through the front of your body. Make sure you're breathing. So in back bends, we tend to hold our breath. And elbows more forwards and together. So more to the ceiling even with the elbows. Are you breathing? Please breathe. As you inhale, stand up, hands up. As you exhale, fold all the way forwards. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, and then just take your right leg back a long step. Right toes tucked, right knee down to the ground. And then inhale, both hands up. Stabilize here. There's a sense of right hip forwards, left hip back, and also a sense of the left foot is kind of trying to screw into the floor. It feels like the baby toes are trying to go that way. Hold on to your right wrist. Again, reach up. Keep your spinal extension. Take yourself to the upper left over there. Getting this extension through the outer right hip, outer right rib cage. Breath calm, face relaxed, shoulders square. You guys look lovely. Look at this. This is awesome. This is how I started practicing, was this sort of Hatha-style quiet practice, you and your breath and a bunch of bodies. And they'll come up with your back toes tucked, lean forwards, lift your back knee, and find this leaning lunge. We want the hips to be moving to square, so that means left hip back, right hip slightly forwards, leaning forwards. As you inhale, drop your back knee just about to the ground, hands up, and then exhale, leaning lunge. Following our breath again. Inhale, knee just about down. Exhale, lean. Be nice and strong in those hips and legs. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Here we'll move to a half monkey. It's called knee to the ground. And then you can bring your hands down. Try to extend your left leg long, left toes lifted. Engage the muscles above and behind your left knee. And then you can fold in. As long as you are engaging muscularly, fold in. But it's not just a stretch. Stretching in and of itself, not as functional. We need to stretch and engage the muscles here. Beautiful. Gaze forwards, and then simply step both feet to the front of the mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, just integrate, bring your hands down. Try not to pass out. Inhale, hands up. And exhale, fold all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, left leg back only, left toes tucked, left knee down. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, stabilize. So what's the action again? Hips moving to square, right hip back, left hip forwards, right foot's pressing down, and it's trying to, baby toes trying to go that way, but it can't quite do so. Hold on to your left wrist, reach out, side bend. So here, I really feel into that left rib cage. Feel that sense of opening there. Oh yeah. Try not to grit your teeth. It's always a bad idea. And then as we inhale, come back up. Separate hands, back toes are tucked. Lean forwards, lift your back knee. Heart forwards, nice and strong here. As you inhale, knee dips is what I call them. Knee just about to the ground. Exhale, lean. Really strong muscular action in the hips here the whole time. Inhale, exhale. Belly's drawing in on the exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Half monkey. Inhale, knee to the ground. And then we're going to bring our hands down maybe. Extend your right leg as best you can. Toes lifted. Nice activation through that entire right leg as best you can as you fold into that. So find the activation maybe first and then fold into that activated leg. Keep it active. As soon as it gives up, fire up the muscles again. So reaffirm your intention here. Beautiful. And then gaze forwards and step forwards, front of the mat. Feet a little separated this time. Nice bend in your knees. Let your belly rest on your upper thighs the whole time here. Grab your big toes with your first two fingers. Start to flare your elbows out to the side as you pull on those toes. Bum up, head down, sliding your body down your upper thighs. Your knees nicely bent, but your bum's trying to lift up. So it's quite an active extension to the back line of the body. Even here, muscular activation in the face of the stretch. So find that, find that. This is how you'll get those mobility gains that are so useful. Inhale, release, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, integrate. And one more cleansing breath. Nice big inhale. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Exhale. It's only yoga, it's only yoga, it's only yoga. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, dive all the way forwards. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step one leg, other leg to plank pose, the push-up position. So feel a sense of lift of your low back. So not sinking into your low back. Get your neck neutral. So neither looking down nor looking up. It's like you were talking to someone right in front of you there. As you exhale down, we go to the mat, lie down, knees, hips, chest down, the tops of your feet flat, but your hands stay exactly where they are. Root your pelvic bone down, and then inhale, send your heart forwards. Keep those elbows a little bit bent. We're finding extension here. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. Thoracic twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, look left. Nice. Inhale, center. Exhale, down you go. Tuck your toes, inhale to plank, exhale to downward dog. And endeavoring to breathe through our nose the entire time. It sounds like that's what we got going on. That's amazing. Keep that up. As you inhale, send your right leg high up behind you. And as you exhale, try to tap your right knee to your upper right arm. Keep your foot high off the ground. Inhale all the way up again. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. Inhale, up again. Exhale, knee to left arm, across the body. Lovely. Inhale, up. Exhale, step your foot forwards between your hands. If your foot doesn't get between your hands, drop your back knee down and put your foot there. And then lift your back knee again, rise up to a crescent lunge all the way up. So your back heel is lifted now. You're putting lots of pressure in the big toe mound of that left foot, left hip slightly forwards. If you got bunions, it's probably more challenging, but try to find that. Hands to your heart here. Beautiful. Commit your gaze forwards. Pivot just your back heel to the mat. Keep looking forwards. And then send your arms either direction. Keep looking forwards. Warrior two. That's it. Maybe a few delicious drops of sweat on your brow. That's it. Now, David, move your torso back a little bit more. You're here. I want you to be about here. And then gaze forward. So torso nice and upright, gazing forwards. Back arm is same height as the front arm, if possible. Nice. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, lean on your right knee, palm face up. Left hand to the ceiling. Look up at the ceiling. Stretch up to the ceiling. Feel that opening through the left shoulder. That's it. And now optional extra movement. Drop your right hand towards the floor, but don't touch the floor. Press your arm to your leg to your arm. Find expansiveness, bottom hand to top hand. Beautiful. Utthita Parsvakonasana, full extended side angle. Now remember warrior two, we were there. Come back to warrior two. Gazing forwards, gazing forwards, gazing forwards. One more movement from here. Exalted warrior, turn your right palm up. Inhale, right hand up, left hand to your back leg. Look up. We're finding extension now through from right hip to right armpit. So we've done a few side bends in the class. This is just reaffirming that. And then inhale back, warrior two, straighten your front leg. Pivot on your heel, face this wall over here. Toes turned in a bit more than your heels. Dive all the way forwards. As you fold forwards, let your knees bend as much as you need to. And then maybe you reach for your toes or your heels or your ankles or your calves. Give it a little bit of a pull. So that's one option. Or you just dangle there. So this is about triggering our parasympathetic response. Emphasize the exhale breathing. But also here, even though it's a more passive in its flavor, it's still active through the backs of your legs to meet the stretch with activation, even here. As you inhale, come about halfway up again, hands in front of your face, pause on your exhale. And then walk your hands to the top of the mat, pivoting on your feet, step to plank pose. And from your plank pose here, 5 push-ups, either with your knees down or your knees lifted. Do 5 push-ups, focusing on a pureness of movement through your shoulders. So knees down is certainly more accessible for most bodies. Trying to build strength through the shoulders here. And when you've done 5 or however many you're going to do, we will lie down. Tops of your feet flat, hands stay exactly where they are. Cobra coming at you again. Inhale, send your heart forwards. Exhale, pause. Inhale, feel longer. Exhale, look left. Little twist of the spine. Inhale, center. Exhale, look right. Twisting the spine. Inhale, center. Exhale, down you go. Tuck your toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward dog. Taking a few breaths here, maintaining your composure, maintaining your commitment, remembering why you came to practice today, and just allowing yourself to nourish and support that. As you inhale, send your left leg long behind you. As you exhale, left knee to upper left arm. Inhale, up again. Exhale, knee to nose. Bringing the weight forwards as you do so. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to right arm across the body. Inhale, up. And exhale, foot between hands. May take several steps, but get foot between hands. Back toe stays tucked. Rise up, crescent lunge all the way up. And find your stability here. This is a challenging little pose. So we've got to find the force transmission into that right big toe mound. Left foot is not just pressing down, it's trying to dial externally. So the baby toe of the left foot's trying to go this way. That's it, hands to your heart. Commit your gaze forwards, don't move your head, just pivot your back heel to the mat. Send your arms either direction, warrior two. So here there's energy coming from the feet to the pelvis, pelvis to heart. There's a buoyancy in the heart, and then heart to hands as you gaze out the front hand here. Find the breath, find the breath. So what's a warrior? Warrior is strong, confident, and calm. Find strength, confidence, and calmness. You've got it. Big inhale. Exhale, lean on your left knee, palm face up. Send right hand to the ceiling. Look up at the ceiling. Establish that connection from your right foot to your armpit to your hand. So feel that energy. And now start to drop left hand towards the floor if you like. Press your leg to your hand to your leg to your arm, and arm to leg. Find that expansiveness through your upper chest. You're doing great. And then inhale back, warrior two. Pause. Flip that forward hand up. Inhale, lift it up. Back hand drops down. Exalted warrior. Here we're extending into your left lung. We're trying to stay bent in that left leg. I know the leg wants to give up on you, but keep the left leg bent. You can do it. Lovely. Inhale back, warrior two. Now straighten the front leg. Pivot on your heel. Face that wall over there. Where am I going? Oh, did I miss something? No. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Take your shoulders kind of up and then towards the wall over here, and then squeeze your shoulders down your back. Dive forwards, taking your hands away from your bum, and trying to squeeze the scapula, your shoulder blades, into one another down the back. So even your wrists are trying to touch. As you squeeze your scapula, gaze forwards, that's it, and fold into the hip crease. That's it, you've got it. And then release your hands to the ground. And as your hands come down, start to move a little side to side. So we'll feel this in the inner groins. So you'll feel a stretch. As you feel a stretch, also activate. So linger in the stretch, fire up the muscles of the inner leg. See if you can find that muscle as you go side to side. Nice. This is called Skandasana prep. That's what we're up to. And then let's just dangle in the middle, allowing yourself to just feel into that physiological release that happens from simply dangling. Yoga. Getting rid of the junk, the stuckness. Getting rid of the agitation. I tend to park agitation throughout my body. And so movement is a great curative for that. As you inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to pause. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. Pivot on your feet. Plank pose. 5 more push-ups, knees up or knees down. Take your time. Try to move with your breath. So finding an inhale and exhale pattern that corresponds to the movements that you're making. And then when you're complete those, we will end up in child's pose at the back of the mat, knees wide, hands forwards. And this is not a bad place to take a mindful water break if you need something to sip on. But try to do so slowly, noticing each movement, avoiding gulping, feeling the texture, the coolness of the water, little sips, still present in your own practice. I know I have a greedy tendencies myself, particularly when it comes to plain chips. Taking a few slow breaths, allowing yourself to integrate the experience so far, to find calmness, equanimity, poise. Let your elbows touch the ground, soften through your shoulders. If your head doesn't quite come down to the ground, you can stack your fists and rest your forehead on your fists. It offers a bit of support, less tension in your neck. So we're halfway done. How are you doing now? Has anything shifted? Do you need to do anything in the next half? Just connecting with that. From this place, come forwards to your hands and knees again. Tuck your toes, downward dog again. And then from downward dog, start to take your hands and walk your hands to the back towards your feet. Go to the back of the mat. And then as you get to the back of the mat, a nice mighty big inhale. Swoop your hands up. Again, don't pass out. Exhale, wash your hands down. And one more cleansing, stabilizing breath. Big inhale. A long exhale. Reflecting that poise and equanimity on your face and adjusting your clothing as you need to. Rest your hips. Feet together. Turn on your right foot so your toes point out just a little bit. And then take a fairly big step with your left foot. Boom. So here, your two heels are more or less on the same line. There's one on one side, one on the other side. If it's unstable for you, take the back foot a bit wider. If you want more challenge, take the back foot narrower. Bring your hands up. So your front knee is bent, your back leg is straight. So make sure you've got that kind of structure. Front foot is pressing down, dialing externally. Overlap your hands. So your thumbs are squeezing in. Reach up. Now from hips up, take a back bend. Look up at the ceiling, squeeze your biceps towards your ears. Also breathe. Breathe. Find that extension through the front of the right hip. Right leg is straight the whole darn time. That's it. Inhale, come up. Pivot your back heel now. Lean forwards. So now we're onto a bent left knee. Lift your right leg and flare your hands out wide. And here, attempt to bend and straighten your right leg. So we're going to test the mobility of your right ankle, your knee, and your hip by rebounding a few times. And then find a place of stability for you, whatever that looks like. So it could be a little bend. Try to lift your back leg higher, send your heart more forwards, hands wider. And we're trying to create a straight line, more or less, from your foot to the top of your head. Balancing stick, or what is this called? Toppling tree. Inhale, come up. Feet together. Exhale, hands to your hips. Step back, do it again. Heels touch, toes touch. Pivot on your left foot. Step your right foot forwards. Find the foundation. Hands up. So left leg, foot, calf, thigh, nice and strong. Shoulders square. So we've got a little bit of an upper body twist here that's happening as you bring the left shoulder more forwards. Overlap your hands. Put your other thumb at the back this time. Reach up, notice your biceps by your ears. Lift up, and a little bit back. And now, in this one, notice that your lower ribs are probably trying to pop out like crazy. Try to knit your lower ribs a little bit as we do this back bend. Nice. Wonderful work, guys. Inhale, come up. Pivot your back heel, lean forwards, flare your hands, lift your back foot, bend, straighten. Right leg, testing the ankle. Maybe you come up on the toes as well, just to test out those toes. And then finding a place of stability for you, whatever that looks like. Find a sense of activation through the entire right leg, left leg higher. Breath calm, mind calm. It's just yoga, it's just yoga. You're doing fine. You're balancing on one leg in a room full of people that are wobbling all over the place. It's great. Inhale, feet together, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step back. Let's do it again. So different pose. Feet together. Eagle pose. I like to do it with the feet apart, actually. Heels out, toes in, knees together. So you're going to feel this, hopefully, through the fronts of your ankles and the backs of your calves. Keep your hips exactly as they are. Lean a little right. Take your left leg up and over without lifting your hips. So it could be a kickstand, but we're trying to keep this left hip internally rotated. So it might go around behind your calf. Sit into it, hands up, and then left arm goes under the left or right arm at the elbow joint, and you sit into it. Stay nice and proud. Try to bisect your face with your hands as best you can. Kind of depends on what's going on in your shoulders. Gaze more forwards. Eagle pose, Garudasana. And then as you inhale, release. Exhale, hands down to your hips. Step your feet apart, toes in, heels out, knees together. Boom. Lean a little left. Wrap the right leg. Sit down. Squeeze. Arms up. Right arm under left arm at the elbow. Shoulders, hands. Sit down even more. Squeeze like it's a compression pose. It's warm in here. Stating the obvious. Inhale to release. Exhale to relax. Peak pose of the class, dancer pose, hands to your hips. Take your right thumb and roll it externally to the back of the room. Grab your inner ankle, second finger usually in the ankle crease, knees back together. This hand up. This is spinal extension. And then the kick here, we got to move that knee away from us, but not to the side, just straight back. Continuously kick, then let that right shoulder go more back, left shoulder more forwards. And against that upper body twist, add a forward fold into the hip crease. So you're balancing, you're twisting, you're folding. Find your composure. And again, it's a dancer pose, less strivey dancer, more elegant dancer. So try to find that place of poise that works for you. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release, because it's done, it's over, it's in the past already. Extend your left hand to the back of the room. Grab your left inner ankle, right hand up. Find the extension, start kicking. Now that kick doesn't stop from here, you just keep on kicking. Right shoulder more forwards, left shoulder more back. Hip hinge, reach, kick, reach, kick, reach, kick, reach, kick. That's what we got to do. Less strivey, just find the place that works for you. Find that place. You're doing great, you're doing great. Smile. As you inhale, come up. As you exhale, relax. One more balance and then we get down to the floor. Try to maintain your focus. Externally rotate your right foot, tree pose. Place your foot, ankle, calf, thigh. Press your foot to your leg, leg to foot. Connect with the earth. Bring your hands up. And from heart to the heavens, up it goes. Find a sense of integration at the shoulders here. Feel each breath, relax into it, feel heavy into it. You're not a pole, you're a tree. You're a tree. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards, then exhale. Let it go. Last balance, coming at you. Turn your foot out, place your foot wherever you want to place it. Wherever works best for you. Good connection, hands to heart, heart to the heavens. Maybe you wobble, that's okay. Find the containment, the lift, but then also the sinking back and in. There's a rooting quality. Trees have very deep roots, that's why they don't fall down. So feel that connection down. Aponic energy. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, knee forwards. Exhale, foot down. From the back of your mat, take a big inhale. Exhale, dive all the way forwards. Walk up the mat to plank pose. From plank pose, either descend all the way or halfway to the mat. Present your heart forwards, up dog or cobra. Push back, downward dog. 2 more like that if you want to. Wave forwards, plank. Drop down, halfway, all the way. Present your heart. Back we go. One more time, in your own time, in your own way. Find that pattern of movements. And then we'll meet up in child's pose again at the back of the mat. Hands forwards, take a few well-deserved breaths. And I'll turn on these extraction fans for a few moments. What's the loudest internal experience that you're having? mental, physical, emotional. Can you soften that experience just a little bit, perhaps by just exhaling, just melting in the face of whatever's arising? Nice, 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 nice. And now, from this place, let's begin to sit up towards the back of the mat. And as you come to your seat, swing your legs out front. And then position your bum about in the middle of your mat. So, legs bent, knees together, hands behind your knees. Proud heart. Lean back until your feet come off the mat. Proud heart, proud heart, proud heart, the whole time. So we're trying to find this extension from up through the chest here. If you like, release your hands. Don't have to. Squeeze your legs into one another. If you like, your shins could come parallel, or your legs could go straight if you wanted. They're all different variations of the same thing, testing our core stability here. Other useful aphorism, suffering is optional. Nice big inhale. Exhale, lie down on your back. Draw your knees in, take them for a bit of a spin. You're going to be okay. 2/3 done the class. From this place, keep your feet off the mat, your knees bent 90 degrees, so hips, knees, and shins 90-degree angles. Press your hands into the head of your knees, the front of your knees. Press your hands, that's it. Quite strongly, so knees press the hands, hands press the knees. As you inhale, send your right hand to the back of the room and your right leg to the front of the room, so extend right side. As you exhale, bring that hand back in. Press strongly on your knee and then inhale the left hand, left leg long. Come it back in, press. Inhale right side, right leg towards the front of the room. Bring it back in. Inhale left side. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale right side. Exhale. Inhale left side. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale right. Exhale, inhale left, exhale. 1 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Press your hands to your knees, press, 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 and then drop your feet to the mat, flip-flop your knees side to side a few times. Building a little bit of core capacity, core structure. So connecting, what's the core? It connects the low body to the upper body. So things like the psoas muscle, the quadratus laborum, things like that. All right, bridge pose from here. Walk your feet in so you can just touch your heels with your fingertips. Give your feet and knees about hip width apart, so about 6 inches apart. Bend your arms 90 degrees, so robot arms. Your elbows are touching the side of your bodies and your palms face one another across the body. Press with your feet and your elbows, lift your bum off the mat. This is bridge pose stage 1. If you want to go other places, you can drop your hands down towards the ground, tuck one shoulder under, tuck the other shoulder under and interlace your hands and press your chest up even more. That's another option. Find a sense of engagement, inner thighs, outer thighs, abdomen, glute, all involved. If you want, come on your tiptoes and walk your feet towards you, creating more compression or extension, I should say, through the front of the body. There's so many flavors here. That's it. And then exit the same way you came in. So first the feet, then the hands and shoulders, and then spine as slowly as you can. Unwind your spine to the mat. Flip-flop your legs side to side. Let your hands relax. Spinal rolling. Start to roll the length of your mat. So up and down the length of your mat on either side of your spinal column. A little bit of a playful movement, up and down, several times. And then eventually you'll come up to a seat. As you come to your seat, bring the bottoms of your feet together, knees wide. Lift your heart just like in boat pose earlier, and then fold forwards, maybe hold the feet, the shins, the mat, rounding yourself in at the end. You guys are doing really well with the breathing through the nose. That's usually, I have to remind people all the time, breathe through your nose, breathe through your nose. You're doing great. This is physiologically beneficial to be able to learn how to breathe through your nose, even in the face of effort. And this helps us to learn how to actually dissipate carbon dioxide. Our ability to absorb oxygen really isn't influenced by gulping. It's actually our ability to release the waste products, carbon dioxide, that helps us to be more nourished. Nice. All right, from this place, begin to sit up, squeeze your knees together. Send your legs straight out front. Inhale your hands up overhead. Hands up. Now take your right foot without using your hands. Place your right foot to your inner left thigh. Boom. Press your foot to your leg as best you can. Reach up. Fold forwards towards your foot. Maybe you grab the foot, maybe you grab the shin, maybe the mat. Fold forwards. Send your left heel away from you. And at the end, you can drop your forehead towards your knee. Try to bring your forehead to knee classically. This is what it's called, Janushasana. Nice. Send your heel away from you, toes back towards you. That's it. And then inhale, sit up, hands overhead. Send your right leg long. Bend your left foot in towards your inner thigh as best you can. Reach up. Fold towards your right foot, holding on to whatever you can grab there. It could be the mat, the shin, foot. Send your heel away from you. And maybe forehead towards your knees, offering thoracic rounding, a cervical compression at the throat. Relax your jaw, your cheeks, your ears, sinking in here. Nice. And then inhale, let's come all the way back up. And exhale, extend your leg, bring your hands back down. Nicely done. From this place, I'll go through, I'm going to give you 3 options from here and I'll progress them. So option 1, bring your knees in, take your right ankle on top of your left knee. This is seated figure 4. And you'll notice it is actually quite a significant compression for the hips. That's one option. Option 2, left knee down, right knee down. So right leg out to the side. Turn towards the left and fold forwards. This is deer pose. Or the other option, similar, starting from deer pose. Extend the back leg, pigeon pose. So we've got a few options there. Right leg on top, deer pose, pigeon pose. Pick one of those that works best for you and your body. Mostly it's about, for the pigeon and deer pose, it's a compression of your left hip and extension of the right hip. Also a chance to kind of just settle in a little bit to receive the effects of the practice so far. So these sort of finishing poses, helpful to integrate all of the work that you've done. All righty. Let's slowly begin to sit back up and swing your legs out front, starting from where we were before. So going through that again. This time it's going to be left ankle on top of the knee. This one I find significant. It's like, holy smokes, that's challenging. Other option would be left leg externally rotated, right knee in, probably facing the knee forwards, folding forwards. This is deer pose. And then pigeon pose, extend the back leg and fold over top of the knee. So the bum is more or less square to the ground. And if you're in seated figure four, to make it more challenging, you can get more upright. So foot closer, torso closer to one another. So easy, harder, harder, harder. Feel your breath gently rising and falling. Relax your face, relax your shoulders. All right. And then from this place, wherever you're at, start to sit up, and then we'll simply turn around and lie down on our backs, feet that way, head this way. And as you come onto your back, take any kind of movement that would feel good for you right now. Walk your feet towards you, knees more or less touching. Shift your hips a little bit to the right. Drop your knees to the left. Extend your right arm, palm face up, gaze to the right. And maybe you use your left hand to hold your knees down, or maybe you hook your legs together. Bottom leg could hold the top leg down. Supine twist. And I would suggest this is a final diagnostic, final checking in as to how things are going for you now. So mindfully, slowly moving your awareness through your entire form. So forehead, eyes, cheeks, chin, teeth, softening. Across your upper back, out through your arms, down the back of the spine. Your belly can relax a bit more. Probably the most challenging part, your hips. Try to relax your hips a little more, all the way down to your toes. And with this awareness of the entire form of you, this body called you, what are you noticing now? Is there somewhere you could yield a bit more? Letting things move through, digesting our experiences this way. Yeah, we hold junk in our body basically, and this helps to move it through. Come back to squaring up your hips, and then shift your hips a little to the left. Knees goes right, right arm extends, right palm face up, gaze goes right, or left I should say. Just, you know what I mean. Do what I mean, but not what I said. We're gazing to the left. You could be using your right hand to hold the knees down. You could be hooking your legs together. You could be wedging a block between your knees. It's really not about the external form that you're making. It's about that internal experience. If there's any formalism in this shape, it's that we've twisted your spine. Your shoulders are flat on the ground, and your hips are at some other angle, so we put a twist in your spine. If that's happening, you've got the pose. Try to soften all the muscles up and down either side of your spinal column. So good, so good. Alrighty. From this place, let's unwind again, back onto your back. Send both arms, both legs up to the ceiling. Nice and heavy in your shoulders and your hips. Rotate your wrists in big, slow circles. Rotate your ankles, big, slow circles. Slow, relaxed, round and round. And do the other direction as well, round and round. And then introduce a squeezing and pumping of hands into fists. Spread your fingers, squeeze. Same with your toes. Spread your toes, squeeze your toes. Maybe you do everything at once. Maybe a twirl, squeeze, spread, whatever, all at once. And then let's get into wild horse shaking. Shake your wrists, shake your ankles. Dissipating any kind of residual stuckness or tension. If you want to make weird noises, that's okay. I won't tell anyone. It's like, I do this in a Qigong class that I'm taking. Everybody sounds like horses. They're get rid of it. Shake, shake, shake. A little faster. And then arms down, legs down. Big inhale. Long exhale. Savasana. And probably could be the easiest pose or could be the hardest pose. Certainly the most important one. No muscular effort whatsoever. No resistance whatsoever. Soften. Allow your breath pattern to be natural but round. Everywhere you perceive tension, could be jaw or shoulders, use an exhale to soften. Notice where your mind is right now. Bring your attention and awareness back to your body, to your breath. This is what meditation practice is just that. Mind wanders off and you bring it back to your breath. Bring it back to this present moment. Mind wanders off, bring it back. Staying present with your breath is usually the easiest thing to do. And from this place, without stirring, attending to the full experience of your body again, being your entire body. How are you feeling now? How do you feel physically? What do you notice arising physically? How is your state of mind? What's happening mentally? Your mind could be darting here and there or planning. Maybe it's just right here. There's no right answer. Similarly, around the area of the heart, is there any emotional tone? what's going on for you right now. Connect with you, with your center. And now be brave enough to bring this centered creature into the real world for the rest of your day, doing what you need for your own health. Take a nice big inhale. And a long exhale. And thank you so much, my friends, for sharing this space and sharing your practice with each other. So lovely to have you all here. Namaste.